Simone, can we start on Jai Cully? Do you know what the assessment is?
Don't know yet, but it's potential of an ACL, so we'll wait and see. So it doesn't look great, but we nothing's been confirmed. So until we get that, we can't tell you. But it's not looking good.
What's the emotions around that? Are they pretty high at quarter time, I guess?
Of course, yeah. He's done so much to, get to where he is, and he's at the start of his career. So if it is to be, it's going to be a pretty big setback for him. So yeah, it's the brutality of our game. Unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't go your way.
Oscar Allen as well looked like he had that knee strap late in the game. Is that a potential injury?
I don't know. He came back on, so I couldn't tell.
Did the Cully stuff have much effect on the team, do you think, after they sort of realised it?
I'm not sure. Yeah, no, I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell.
What was the difference in the game, do you think? You hung around for quite a while.
Yeah, we obviously needed to respond from last week, and for the most part, we think our effort's been there this year, and with what's happening to our club at the moment, it's been a real challenge to win. But the things we chase, we saw in the first quarter, and we couldn't sustain it, but we hung in there, and then we hit the front halfway through the third, and then Richmond responded, and then we got overwhelmed at certain points in the last quarter and a half. But yeah, we actually thought, we had the game on our terms to a certain degree at certain stages, and we just didn't capitalise. And then fundamentals kicked in for some of the players, and then Richmond's good players got on top.
The experience of playing at the G, what do you think some of your younger guys take out of that?
Yeah, at the moment, it's as hard as it is. There is growth with experience, and we can hang our hat on that as much as we can and keep working on those younger players coming through and giving them responsibility. Our leaders as well. I mean, Tommy Barrass did a great job today on Rewalt. Duggan's going to the midfield. Dom Sheed comes back into the side. So we really need those guys to perform, and then the young players getting experience as well. So yeah, it's a challenge at the moment though.
Jimmy at half back, what did you take out of that?
Well, that's where we think we'd like to get him at stages. So he flipped with Liam Duggan today. We did that a bit with Luke Shuey a few weeks ago in pre-season with Elliot Yeo and that. So we think there's something there. We don't want to stick him on ball the whole time.
Do you get anybody back going against the Suns this week?
I don't know. So
Campbell over, is he possibly ready?
Yeah. We're just going to be careful. These kids have missed 5 weeks of football, and just to throw them back in because they're available is, we've got to just work through that. But at a pinch he could have played today, and then we'll top him up. He's probably running outside now, or tomorrow morning. Then we'll see what happens. 6-day break, and we don't know the extent of our injuries at the moment. Excuse me.
You talked earlier in the week about sharing the captaincy around between Sunday leaders, but you must have been pretty impressed by some of the on-field leadership you saw today.
Yeah. Well, Barrass has held the fort for a few weeks, and until Luke comes back, I think there's an opportunity to see others grow in the role. It's not a massive deal, but it's also it is when you take it for the first couple of times, albeit stand-in. So Tommy was really good today, led really well. And then we'll give opportunities, maybe to a Duggan or an Allen or Sheed or those guys in the coming weeks.
Outside of last week, Adam, you've been in games and then just had periods where teams have gotten on top, happened again today. Can you figure out why that's happening?
We're getting challenged at the moment with availability, and as much as we want to be consistent on field and make no excuses, and last week we took a step back, but we sort of see the bits where we get overwhelmed as a real challenge to try and change, and that's during the week as well. So we'll keep working on it. Got to keep the glass half full as much as we can. I know it's a challenging time for all our supporters as well, and we get the criticism, and it is what it is. But we are on a journey. We are working really hard on development, getting our young players through the side, hit the draft right, and get available. And it's just not going to be a quick fix. So it won't be this week. We might get 1 or 2 back, we might lose 1 or 2. So unfortunately, we're just at that stage right now, in this point in time. But we'll get better.
I know you don't have players to replace players at the moment necessarily and drop players, but Jack Darling's struggling a little bit at the moment in recent weeks. How do you try and turn his form around?
Just going to keep working on it. Yeah, he's an important player for us. You know, there's not a lot of supply at the moment, but when there is, we need a contest. So he's a very experienced player, and I'm just going to back him in.
You seem a little bit more flat today than recent weeks. Is that just because you were in the game to a certain point so late?
Who's that?
I said you seem a little bit more flat.
Oh, well, one of my players might have just done his knee, so I'm not sure how you'd feel about that, but that's disappointing. So the game in itself, we thought we had opportunities this week to perform better, but we've got to keep moving forward. But yeah, one of our players has gone down, so apologies if I'm not jumping out of my skin.